We're so honored you're here. This whole cruise was an idea of Keir and mine and a few other reps at RME that used to work for a travel incentive company. And I remember our first cruise was over in Port Canaveral, and we were a lot smaller company then, and Keir and I had to shuttle everyone from Orlando to Port Canaveral in little, just little vans. And it's nice to see, as George said on Thursday, on how people, when we stopped this, were asking us to bring it back. So I'm so honored and thankful that you're here, and hopefully that we'll be able to continue this on a regular basis, because we really are we're the nucleus of independent financial advisors' access to information, just with our our friendships with Adri and with Frank and Norm and the people you see here today, that this is our way of giving back and thanking you for your support by just connecting you with our resources. I mean, to be able to have someone like Josh Milberg come on Thursday with his schedule to take time out and speak with you, and have Javon and the team here, means a lot to us, and hopefully you're getting some value out of that. I'm going to talk to you very briefly about value and what's exciting and what I've been spending a lot of time on the last 2 years. How many of you outside of direct mail and seminars are utilizing traditional media? Television, radio, outdoor? Good, because it's a great opportunity for us, and this is why I got excited. I started seeing on the seminar invitations 5 or 6 years ago, I started seeing more call station, as seen on this, heard on this station or seen on this TV station, and really started to get curious about it, talking with advisors that some are getting some great business and educating their area by doing the 60-minute radio shows. So I started looking at probably not an opportunity for us, because we aren't a content provider per se for that type of information, but really started seeing other ways that we can help you through media. And what I found out is there's a lot of opportunities for us to be able to help you and help RME by utilizing these services. How many of you have ever booked a hotel or a flight on a website like Kayak or Priceline.com? Well, this is essentially what we're going to be able to do in most of these markets. Let's talk first about radio. Radio is a tremendous opportunity. Over the last 7 or 8 years, it's totally, if you listen to the Rush Limbaugh, Hannity stations, it's all gone towards what's called direct response. Call this number, get a free white paper listing the website and the phone number 3 or 4 times. Well, in Tampa alone, there's probably on that station, there's probably 6 or 7 advisors, and most of them are like you guys, save money, annuities, protect your retirement. And when I went in and started looking, that if you go and contact the station directly, they're going to charge you 100 cents on the dollar. In Tampa alone, to place a 60-second spot on FLA, where Rush Limbaugh, you're probably looking at about $125, $150 per 60-second spot. We found an opportunity for the same airtime, 60 seconds, so we're getting that station for $50 to $60. And it works like Priceline. They have a lot of unsold inventory. Even on this cruise, it didn't go out full, and because they're dealing with time, if they don't monetize that spot somehow, they're going to lose it. So they'll never tell you as an advisor, if you have dealt with radio stations, they're not going to, you ask them about their unsold inventory, they're going to tell you it doesn't exist, because what they do is they have unsold airtime and they would rather give it to a big advertiser, big car dealer in town, or Budweiser. The next thing they'll do is they'll promote a show, and the last thing they do is a public service announcement other than what they're mandated by the FCC. So we're going in, just like Priceline.com, a week before, and we say, it's $150 for that spot, we'll give you $50. I have a cash paying customer, I've got a produced spot, do you want it or don't you? And most stations will take it. So you're a fiduciary, if you have your 65, to your clients, we're your fiduciary when it comes to dealing with media, and especially radio. So radio, you've got to commit to probably 3 months before you start to get consistent critical mass. But just like with seminar marketing, with RME, there's no contracts. When you go work with a radio station, they're going to try to sell you a 3, 6, or an annual commitment. With us, it goes week to week. We recommend that you're on every week, but you don't have to. I mean, buys are just exactly the way that you do your marketing. If you don't want to work with us, or you want to take a month off, that's fine, but we'll be here for you when you're there. Now, I'm going to play a couple of spots here. To start getting response and the phone's ringing quickly, you're better off doing a white paper or a free report or watching a video or something that people can respond to, because just like with when we do the dinner seminars, people don't want to be necessarily sold something initially, so you got to have that wall. The white paper is like the free dinner. They're responding to something other than you, but it makes it a lot easier for them or for you to follow up with them after they've taken the time to read the report. So let me play a couple spots here.
Playing the slots or your favorite game of chance can be a lot of fun, but the reality is most people lose money when they gamble. Now, think about your retirement savings. Would you risk it all on a roll of the dice? Many people in Tampa are doing just that. Investing involves managing risk. The riskier the investments, the harder it may be to recover when the market goes down. Some people never recover. To get a second opinion on your retirement or investment plans, call Chris Jones with Golden Years Financial. Chris has been helping Tampa residents with their financial planning needs since 1995. So please call Chris Jones at 813-123-4567. That's 813-123-4567.
Chris Jones is a representative.
Those are the disclosures. We like 60-second spots. A lot of the advisors, when we were testing, were asking if they want to do 15s or 30s, which is because that's what the stations are selling them. Think about it, especially if you're a registered rep, if you have to use your broker-dealer disclosures, on some of those, they've taken up a third of the spot. So if it's 60 seconds and you've got 20 seconds of disclosures, not a lot of time in a 30-second spot to deliver a message. So we like 60s. They're like 10% higher cost than a 30-second spot, and you get double the airtime. I try to play you one here that has the white paper.
Are you retired or retiring soon? If so, I need to ask you a few important questions. Do you have enough saved to enjoy your retirement? Are you financially prepared for a catastrophic medical issue? Are you concerned about the impact of taxes, healthcare reform, and inflation on your retirement savings? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call Chris Jones with Golden Years Financial to schedule a no-cost, no-obligation review of your retirement plans. You'll also get a free copy of 7 Steps to a Successful Retirement just for calling. Since 1995, Chris has been helping people just like you who are in or near retirement with their financial planning issues and questions. Call Chris Jones today at 813-123-4567. That's 813-123-4567. Or visit his website at www.goldenyearsfinancial.com.
Chris Jones is a representative.
So there's the disclosures. So that's, again, a white paper that they're responding to. Makes it a lot easier for you to follow up with them. Anybody doing the concierge program here? Yeah. We actually have it on radio, so you can actually take people out to dinner, offer it, and we'll screen the calls for you. We'll play that. We didn't build it to complement dinner seminars. We built it to give you another vehicle, more like the white paper report, but we have had some advisors that have used it to supplement their dinner seminars when we're doing the testing. And what we found, I had one that didn't want to feed, but he did 10,000 postcards, and then he supplemented it with radio, and this was in Atlanta. And we found that he got 25% of the people off the radio. So if you're doing your cost per lead, then we can get you the buys, but you'll be able to have different tracks to get people to come to your live events and be able to track what your cost per leads are off of that. Typical savings per market, and this I'm going to show you, but these are the top markets in the country. Can
we do that radio concierge?
You want to hear it? Okay.
Hi, this is Chris Jones with Golden Years Financial. And if you're not getting the kind of advice you deserve from your current financial advisor, I want to buy you dinner. Call me today to schedule a private 1-hour meeting where we'll discuss your financial concerns and goals. After the meeting, I'll give you a complimentary $100 gift card you can use at your choice of Ruth's Chris, Fleming's, or Capital Grill. There's no cost or obligation to meet with me. When you call, you'll be asked several questions to ensure our time is well spent. Meeting times are limited, so please secure your reservation by calling 800-123-4567 today. That number again is 800-123-4567.
Chris Jones is a representative of 8.
So that's a concierge, and if you are insurance only, then we could redo that spot so that you're taking them out to dinner. We have professional talent. The male voice you just heard is the stadium announcer for the Tampa Bay Rays. Used to work with us. Most advisors want to record the spots themselves, which I definitely understand. If you're investing a lot of money, that you want to be on the air, but you're going to need a combination of both branded spots when you're the speaker and also testimonials, just to give you a mix. It's very powerful when you have other people talking about you. And it's good. The fun part for me in this is, and I'll show you in a TV spot, we're going to be able to, just from the aggregator of all the data that we have by the seminars and how people are responding, we're going to be able to take information of when we screen the concierge calls and actually develop different commercials around that based on what consumers are saying themselves. Steve.
Hey, John, when you're using professional voices like that, how do they say, call me, Chris Jones?
Well, these are templated spots. Chris Jones is a neutral advisor, so it would be Steve Cook.
So that was just a made-up.
Yeah, so these are, we have a template, and we just put it up on the site that we'll give you. If you go to rmeleads.com and look under dynamic services, it'll take you to a media section. We have 20 that are up there now. We're probably put another 10 or 15 up. And then if you like those ideas, then we have the scripts. You just get them compliant, and then we personalize your information on that. Okay, so typical savings per market is going to be about 40%. Some markets, I know Chicago, I've seen what those invoices and what we're typically able to get, that's 50% or more. So we can show you the slide and what your market is. And I don't know if this is pretty complicated to look at, but this is a buy from New York, which is the most expensive market in the country. And I'm from Jersey, so I used to listen to the station down here on the bottom, ABC. I got an invoice from an advisor. They were going to charge him $600 for a 60-second spot on the weekends. We paid $138 through this, so it's powerful. Now, just the downfalls on this, and I don't want to go over on my time, which I'm probably going to, is when you go, if you have to be on Rush Limbaugh at 1:30 in the afternoon, the station is going to sell it to you. But you're going to pay a premium on that. What we're doing is we're doing the fill on the unsold inventory, but we're contracting that the spots will run 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., so different times a day. So the likelihood of your spots airing in and around 1:30, if you're doing, and sometimes 10 spots a day, is pretty high. But we can also work with our orders with the stations that the spots won't air within 30, or if we can get 60 minutes of each other. And I've heard in Tampa spots of advisors that have paid $150, and then our spots come in after that at 50. It's pretty fun. So these are different markets. I can get you your individual markets. If the rule is, because it's like Priceline, if you want a 5-star hotel in Central Park in New York, and the rack rate on that's $800, and you're willing to pay $200, and you give them your credit card, they're going to shop. They'll come back with 5, 6 hotels that are going to take your rate. Same way with this. What I can't do is call the stations and negotiate on your behalf if you're not ready to go next week with a produced spot. We'll lose our credibility, and the stations won't talk to us because they'll consider us plate lickers. So we charge $250 for a spot. Once that shows consideration that you're serious about this, Manny produces the spots, and then we shop. I have a produced spot, we negotiate the rates, we come back to you and say, that's the other part of this. We'll send you 10 or 12 stations. You only have to pick 1 or 2. I want to, if we can, I want to keep to the time. I'll be in the back during breaks, but I'll spend as much time with you guys today discussing this. So just different markets. We're doing it all over the country. Television.
If you're one of the 78% of retirees that are not certain about having enough money during retirement, I may be able to help. I'm Chris Jones with Golden Years Financial. If you're retired or retiring soon, you do have options. Call me today or visit our website to request this free report or to schedule a complimentary, no obligation meeting. I'm Chris Jones, and I'm here to help.
Television, we're doing 30-second, 60-second spots. I don't know if George mentioned we're moving our offices. We're doubling our studio space. So just some exciting things that we're going to start coming up with media days where you can fly down and record 5 radio spots and do 3 commercials. As long as we're doing the buys for you, then that's what will work for us. But with television, we're focusing because it's just brand new. We haven't we just really launched this on this cruise. We have a couple of people that have tested with it before, but we can work with your local cable provider and get you on the senior-related stations, the Home and Garden TV, the Food Network, Golf Channel, and typically, we can do $3,000 to $5,000 a month buys in most markets. When we work with the cable stations, what we like about them is, George's concept of neighborhood marketing. You work within a 10-mile radius. We can order zones, so you don't have to, pay thousands of dollars to mail or to have your commercials in New York City if you're only working a small radius. We can do it in zones, so only people next to your office are going to be able to see it. Outdoor advertising we have as well. Outdoor, typically, like everything is on location or space. It's all designed, from radio, how many listeners, to here, how many impressions, how many people are going to be seeing your outdoor. Typically, with outdoor, you commit to a 3-month commitment. And like locate, we can get you billboards that are $1,000 a month, but if the traffic on them are, you're looking at anywhere from about $4,000 to $5,000 a month if you really want people to see your message. So, we can guide you through that, and we can get you pricing on around your office or where the good buys are. Public areas, we can do that as well. Bus advertising. You don't want to be in the bus. You want to advertise on the back of the bus. So if you're in a big city, right here, and I'm driving, I'm following you, I'm going to get to know you pretty well. Newspapers and magazines, we have great print buys. This is Fort Myers. You won't be able to see it, but we can get you half-page ads where if you went and dealt with them directly, look at this, Fort Myers News Press for a half-page black and white ad. The rate card is $7,200. Our charge is $1,000. And there's a lot of unsold inventory that, as long as you're a new advertiser to them, that chances are you're going to be able to go on for much less through us. Online banner ads, we don't have it online, but if you go to rmeleads.com, you'll be able to see an example. Anybody ever click on a banner ad if you go to your local newspaper's website? When I was researching it, typically what they do is they take you to the regular website, and the consumer's like, okay, what do I do now? Well, what we're going to do is actual landing pages, like if you've seen our Talking Mail program, where either a professional host or you yourself are saying, hey, welcome, you must have just clicked on my ad, and then actually give them a little synopsis of what the information is about, and then they just fill out their information and click, and you get those leads. Tax prep for less. This is where really excites me about where we're going. At the end of the day, we want it to be that who cares how you get your leads as long as you're getting your leads. So we'll be able to combine media. You buy a package and you'll get a certain amount of radio, a certain amount of mail, some print, TV. We're going to start developing our own intellectual property that you can use on a subscription basis that combines everything. I'm sure you're hearing about SEO and pay-per-clicks, and this is where we're evolving to. This is the first program. So we have the domain taxprepforless.com. A lot of advisors are offering low-cost tax services. So during tax season, you'll be able to join on this. And what it'll work is there's different packages. These are in your kit, so it's got a $5,000 to a $10,000 package. And what it includes is, if you do the $10,000 package, you get 75 postcards custom that you can list what the price is. We'll do 3 newspaper ads, and then we'll give you up to 100 radio spots. So again, it'll be a mix, and it's all driving to the website or an 800 number. So if they call the 800 number, and they give us their information based on geography, all they have to do is give us their zip code, and if you're in that market, then you're going to get that lead. So this we haven't even launched yet. It's being finalized next week. So there'll be a website you'll be able to go to and see this, and also be able to talk to your RME rep about. So pretty exciting stuff. I appreciate your time. I'll be here all day if you want to speak with me individually, or just send your RME rep an email. We have what's called a media request form. If you want to get pricing on your area, we can send that out to you. And again, on radio, or if we've done past buys, I can send it for you immediately. If it's any other thing, then we have to do what's called forward pricing. So we'll explain all those nuances and what those mean, and I appreciate your time.